hanapin kung ano yung frequency table of something. So, kunwari, meron tayong string na ganyan. Ganyan. Tapos, kailangan natin hanapin kung ilang beses yung A, kung ilang beses yung B, ilang beses yung S, and so on and so forth. So, for that, we can use a dictionary. Pero kapag nag-dictionary tayo, parang siyang magiging ganito. Parang, uh, I'll just name it frequency table. Quick table. So, empty siya simula, tapos yung for char in kailangan ko siyang store, no? Or pwede ko siya diretso dito. Same thing. So for each character, just sabihin natin if it exists, if char in free table, then free table char equals 1. Otherwise, kung wala siya dyan, then we set it to 0. Free table char equals 0. Sorry, ganyan. And, it looks okay. It looks alright. Pero, parang, sobrang siyang convoluted. Parang, why do you have to go through all this work? So, ito yung tip ko naman, tawag dito default dictionary. So, galing siya sa collections module. So, from collections, import default dict. If you, pupunta tayo dito, sige, import collections. Tapos import default dict. If you forgot what it means, then help mo lang. Help ulit. Diba? Ang cool, no? Parang you can just throw it in anywhere and then yun na yun. Please click, double click to expand. Sure. So yun. Ito yung documentation niya. And it's basically a dictionary na pwede kang maglagay ng default value if it doesn't exist. So we can do this. Ito yung usage niya. Default dict, tapos may default factory. So default factory is just a fancy word for a function. Kunwari, free table equals default dict. Tapos isulat natin yung int. Int is a function, pero if you don't input anything inside int, as in, nabi mo lang int, yung ilalabas niya is 0. I think. Let me check. Sabi. Oh, yun. Tama. Exactly. So, kapag wala kang input, yung default niya is 0. Which is good, kasi yun yung gusto natin. So, ibig sabihin nun, meron tayong default dictionary na kapag hindi nag-exist yung object, then we can simply initialize it as 0. So, yung part na to, yung else equals 0, yung default dict na yung bahala dyan. So, in essence, ito na lang kailangan natin gawin. This one, and this one. Yan na lang yun. And cool, no? Parang mas lumit na yung code natin. And I think that's still gonna work. Let me just check. Print frequency table. Ayun. So, apparently, 5 times, tapos 3, and so, sige, format natin para maayos yun. So, hindi, wag na, okay na yan. Wag na, kakatamad eh. Kung nakalimutan nyo naman yung ulit yung ano tawag dito, yung methods ng default dict, then pretty much the same thing. Meron siyang items, meron siyang get, meron siyang pop. It's parang siyang dict. It's like a normal dict, pero parang siyang may layer of, ang tawag dito, may layer siya na shortcut niya na lang yung kapag if it doesn't exist dito. Of course, pwede tayo maglagay ng ibang function dito. Let's say, the x, tapos mag-output siya ng x. Kunwari yan. Ito simula ngayon, yung ano niya. Ay, missing one position order. Ang complicated. Ito na lang. F-func equal return 6. Yan. Nakakatawa eh. Ito na lang yun. So this time, ang gagawin niya, magsisimula siya from 6. hindi na siya from zero. So, pag ginawa natin yan, ayun no, parang starting from 6 na siya. Which is great, di ba? Great. Mas flexible. Pero most of the time, gusto natin mag-start from zero. So, 8 na lang. Kung gusto niya float eh, pero complicated. Actually, sige, try natin. Float. Alam ko zero din simula nun eh. Ayun, exactly. 5.0, 3.0. Galing. Very flexible. Kung gusto niyo string, string, medyo bad idea na yan, pero I don't even want to try it. Anyway, yan yung point. Meron tayong int and all we have to do is access the item. If it exists, then magka-plus equals 1. If it doesn't, yung default bit na yung bahala sa pag-initialize. And then magka-plus equals 1 siya. So, yeah. Kung gusto niyo pong makita yung other collection, let's say, import collections. As always, BIR pa rin. Their collection. Dito natin makikita na meron pa lang default dict, merong DQ, which is a double-ended queue. Meron tayong named tuple or tuple, however you want to pronounce it. And, yun, cool. Meron din tayong heap. Wow, ang lupit. Ang dami pa lang pwede. Wow, may star map. Ano ba yung star map? Ang ganda pa yung dyan. Okay. Help collection dot star map. Star map. Ano yun? Return an iterator whose values are returned from the function evaluated. Sure. Sure. Return an iterator whose values are returned from the, I guess yun lang yung problema. Wala siyang examples. So, you have to think about it. Pero other than that, it's good naman. Kung nakalimutan niyo lang yung, let's say, yung range function and so on and so forth. My questions ba tungkol dun? Kasi, may any chance ba may nag-record? Oh, meron ba? Meron ba? I'm not sure about that. Ay, let's mabuti mo ba yung ano? Yung simula? And like yung example natin sa triangle of triangles. I only got here nung 9. Ano nga ba pinag-usapan natin nung 9? After na yun kasi 8:50 natin tinapos yung ano, yung iterator. Right. Okay. I guess since may time naman tayo, I guess I can repeat it para sa mga hindi pa nakapunta. So, wait, ano ba yun? Kapag nag-undo ba, lilitaw yan. Ayaw kong isulat ulit yung code eh. Wait lang. Hanggang saan ba yung undo nito? Oh! Magic is right there. Thank you very much. Yan. Thank you undo function. If may nag-message ba? Ayun. Okay. So take it away. Sure. Yeah. Since para ma-clarify pa natin yung yung concept. So I'll just comment this out again. Yung main insight natin is first of all, we have to generate a single triangle. So just copy the function name. So there. Oops. There. Kunwari, let's say we were given some height. You know what? I-uncomment ko na lang siya. So, yan. I-uncomment ko na lang yan. I mean, I don't think I have to explain this kasi mabilis na lang yan. So, given a height, mapapansin natin yung base ng isang triangle, as in triangle lang, let's say we go here. Yung don't focus on this part, parang focus on this lang, yung one triangle. Mapapansin natin yung pattern na 1, 3, 5, 7. And yun yung point nito. Kaya siya 2 times height minus 1. Kasi we want to get the base of the triangle, which is 2 times height minus 1. In this case, the height is 4. So dapat 2 times 4 minus 1, that's 7. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yan. In that sense, ang gagawin na lang natin would be, okay. So, copy na lang natin yung global height, I guess. Ay, hindi. Global base. Yeah. So, for I in range 1, base plus 1. Kaya siya may plus 1 kasi exclusive yung yung range. Kailangan natin i-include. And then step by 2. So in essence, i-generate na yung 1357 na yun for us. So if we're going to yield it, I think, yield I. Or sige, print na lang. Huwag mo na yung yield. If we're going to print it, let's say we just call it, yan. Copy ko na lang. There we go. Yung ilalabas niyan is, given na height, let's say 4. So 1357. So yun yung point. So ngayon, ang gagawin natin is I times the star. So yan. If we do it again, 4. Yung stars na yung lalabas. Yung kulang na lang, naka-center. So we can do that by doing our typical stars. So yan. Stars dot center. Center. Yung value for this one would be the base, I think. Oh, yun, yeah, tama. Base. Okay. Ay, ba't I quote? Ayun, base. So, 4. What happened? 4. Yan. So, that's one triangle. So, yung essence natin ngayon is yung key insight would be to realize that this is just a generator. It's going to yield one line of each triangle. So, kunwari, iterator. So, there. So, if you do next, so, next of iterator, ibibigay na lang yung first line, kunwari 4, ay, 4. Ay, iterator. Iterator. Man. Yan. Okay. 4. So, yan yung first line na naka-center na siya and everything. Pero yun lang, kasi we only call this one. So, if you're going to call it every time, so for each line in iterator, or para mas shortcut na lang, okay? And yun. We're going to print each line. And that's pretty much the same thing. Ay, 4. That's the same thing. So yung key insight would be to think about each each pyramid or triangle as parang being repeated. So kunwari, this is one triangle, this is 3 triangles, this is 5, and then this is 7. So basically, ang gagawin lang natin, i-multiply natin yung bawat line. So that's times 1, and then times 2, times 3, ayun, times 3, times 5, times 7. So dito natin ulit gagawin yung, let's say, 4 I in range 1, 2 times height, step by 2, and step by 2. And then we're going to do, dito natin papasok yung this one. Yan. And then we're just going to say row equals I, this one. Kasi yung output nito is 13579, right? So sabihin natin I times the line. Line meaning yung stars, this one. This part. So when we do that, sabihin lang natin row.center. Yung value for this one, mapansin na lang natin is we have to take this part, yan yung base ng buong triangle. If we're going to look at the pattern, may realize natin na base squared lang siya. I don't know why. I don't know why, pero it happened to be like that. So, kunwari, 7 to, and then 49 yan. Yun yung pattern eh. So, wag na tayo magreklamo doon. Anyway, so yan na yan. That's the entire solution. Let's say oops, height 4, and there it is. So yeah, meron ba? So yeah, yun yung point nun. Parang you think of it like a small problem. Parang nagsimula tayo sa small triangle. And then you realize na may pattern siya. So, 1 triangle, 3 triangles, 5 triangles, and 7. So, solve muna natin yung smaller problem, which is 1 triangle. And then we're going to repeat it based on the pattern. So, ito yun. Kaya siya generate triangle lines. So, parang ito yung core niya. And then for each line, we repeat that line using this I or something. So, just say repeat. Sige, repeat. Repeat. Or count. Pwede rin. Count. I'll just name it count. The point is, yung iterator thing na to, it allows us to take a single line or a single line from one triangle, and then dahil may multiplication tayo dito, we're just going to repeat that line over and over again. So, mapapansin siya dito. So, kunwari, here. That's one line times 3. This is another line times 5. Tapos times 7. And then yung bawat part na to, yung iterator yung bahala dyan. Parang all we have to worry about is the pattern, which is this part of the code. So yeah, good na yun, good. Good na. Wala bang extra questions dyan? Enter gang, yes. Yung original ko ng solution, gumawa pa ako ng ano eh. Yung mga, tawag dito, padding equals 2 times something minus whatever. Gumawa pa ako ng ganyan, pero yung pinag-usapan nyo na may center pala, kasi ginawa ko na lang yung center. Mas madali pang tignan yung code. Which is like, yan, more or less 13 lines. 13 lang? Wow! Looks really good. Looks good. Mine originally took account spaces before the structure. Yes, yun nga eh, di ba? Parang weird. Parang iisipin mo na may, parang gagawa ka ng margin. It's just not fun. It's not a fun experience. Parang mag-center na lang kayo. Okay. Oh, ano pa ba? Ano pa ba? Yung magic of iterator. So nga pala. Uh, I'll show you guys a quick way to do selection sort with as few for loops as possible. Kunwari, one for loop lang. Technically, there's two of it, pero hindi mo siya nakikita. So, let's do a best selection sort. Para lang makita niyo yung magic of, ang tawag dito, iterator. So, selection sort, ang gagawin lang yan is, we have a bunch of numbers, 1, 3, 5, 2. Ang gagawin niya lang is, it's going to walk through the list, and then it's going to look at the remaining section. It's going to select the minimum element tapos mag-swap. So that basically looks like this. One, tapos hahanapin niya yung minimum element, which is, in this case, in 352, the minimum element is still 1. I'm sorry, from this index until the end, the minimum is still 1. So swap 1 with 1. So walang nangyari. So if we move on here, hanapin natin yung minimum element in this part. So, okay, ito na yun, 2, then 3. So next iteration, hanapin natin yung minimum between these two guys. This stop natin. Yun lang yun. So we can do that by, wait lang, let me look for it. We can do that simply by saying for I in range len items minus 1, I think. Yeah. So, I'll just say pass for now. So, yung point nito is, meron tayong range of integers that gives us from 0 until n minus 1. So, in this case, yung 1, 2, 3, 5 na yan, 4 minus 1 is going to be 3. So, it's giving us an indices of 0, 1, and 2. Ay, wait. Yeah, yeah, tama. Kasi exclusive siya. Okay. Kaya pala may minus 1 kasi exclusive. Anyway, so ngayon, natin yung sub-slice that we're interested in. So remaining equals items from I until onward. So maybe we can print that out for now. Print remaining. So I guess we can call it selection. So uh, 1, 2, 5. So if we call it, ayan, it's going to do, una hanapin niya yung 1, 2, 5. Then hanapin niya yung 2, 5, which is this part. Then finally, magka-5 lang. So what we have to do is we have to look for the minimum element in this slice, the array. So we can basically do, how dito? We can do, wait, sige. let me, let me quickly give an introduction to enumerate. So enumerate, I'll just hold this thought for now. Okay, lang. Hold it for now. So enumerate is basically for pair pair in uh, okay, pair. It basically returns a iterator that takes in, that returns a pair. A pair is currently, ayan, the index and then the value itself. So 0, 1, 2, tapos 6, 4, 12. So if you want to destructure that, sabihin niya lang, index value. Then if you want to just take the index, then 0, 1, 2. If you want to take the value, 6, 4, 12. Yun lang yun. Pero, yung, actually, yan na yun. Yan yung introduction natin sa enumerate. Yung min function, yung min, normally, ang gagawin lang natin sa min function is we're going to give it an array, tapos hanap tayo ng 4, 2, 5, 3, something. Hanapin na yan, no? It should show 2, right? Ay, nakalimutan ko i-print. Ayan. Pero, yung min function can also take iterators, not just a list. So we can take advantage of that by saying, sige, balik na tayo dito. Ay, we can take advantage of this fact by saying, okay, the structure muna natin, index value equals the minimum, wait, before that, natin muna natin enumerate. Enumerate the remaining list, I think, yeah, enumerate the remaining list starting from I, kasi kung hindi natin ito nilagay, mag-start siya from 0 every time. So that's not really what we want. We have to say, we start from I, and then, yung buong ito, we're going to wrap around it with the min. Diba? Ayos, diba? So, min. So, yung min, it doesn't know how to operate on tuples kasi sa numbers lang siya familiar. So, we have to say na this is how you do it. Parang p equals lambda. Okay, given a pair, select the first, technically the second element. Pero anyway, dito niya pagbabasihan yung comparisons. This is the value part of it. So, parang for each pair, transform it into the second element in the pair. And then, so yung magiging basis of comparison niya would be yung value, which is what we want. So ngayon, we can destructure that. we can get a pair, we can get the pair, pero we can just structure it. We can say index value. Technically, we don't need the value anymore. I normally just do underscore kasi wala na. Strict ko ganyan eh. And then we swap whatever is in I and then whatever is in index. So item I, items index equals items index items I. So we just swap them. Even though they're the same, we still swap them. And then after that, that's it. So let's say meron tayong list, random list. Ba tayo ng list of um, range 4. Yan. Wala lang. Kasi, you know what? Sige. Ito lang natin yan. 1, 2, 3, 7, 1, 0, negative 4. And if you want to sort it, let's say sort random list, and then we print the list. I think that's it. Yeah, there it is. So yun yung sinasabi ko na normally, most implementations of selection sort may double for loops siya na whatever. Pero kung gagawa ka ng using iterators, you can just do this. Parang you can think about it as you enumerate them first, and then you look for the minimum element based on the second element it gives up. And then whatever that index is, just swap it with whatever iteration we are in. So then that's it. That's how you do it. So my questions ka dyan. Actually, may narinig ako mga joke lang. Okay. So yeah, since 9:30 lang naman, I don't know, meron ba kayong ibang question? Kasi after this, parang okay na yata. Parang matagal na puro pro tips yung pinapakita ko eh. Unless meron kayong ibang topic na gusto yung nito pa rin sa dulo ng lambda. Okay. Sure, sure. Okay. Para less confusing siya, we can just say def func return like, return pair 1. And then we can just say p equals the func. That's the same thing. Parang siyang, ginawa ko lang siyang one-liner para mas maayos. Pero ito lang yun. The point is, it accepts a tuple and then it returns second element. So basically, sa lahat ng elements na ibibigay ng enumerate, transform it or map it, kung familiar tayo sa CS30 terms, transform it into its second element, and then yun yung basis ng comparison when we find the minimum. Parang ang daming mapping and whatever, kaya nga useful yung CS30 eh. Parang puro transformation and whatever. So yeah. Oh. Get down lang siya. It accepts the tuple, returns the second element. Yun lang yun. So we can do this again. Lambda pair 1. Okay. Hindi natin pwedeng gawin pair 0 kasi ang mangyayari niyan is going to compare it by the index, not the value, which is not what we want. Gusto natin yung 1. And then, yeah. Kung na-ignore natin yung start dito, it's going to start from 0 every time when we enumerate, which is not correct kasi paano kung meron tayong naka-second iteration na tayo, then stop from 0 and something else, di ba? That's not right. So, dapat swap from swap from whatever index we are in. Alrighty. Ano nga ba? Ano nga ba? So we have message. Oh, open now. Open now. Teka, happy lang pala. Okay. So module 4, yun yung my flowchart and my everything. And module 5 iteration, module 6. Ano yung module 6? Let me look it up. Baka may nalimutan akong i-review. Hmm. Ang tagal ng Notion, guys. Oh my God. Yun, strings. Strings, lists, and so on and so forth. Then yung pinakahuli would be sorting algorithm. Yung sorting algorithms, ano siya? Very weird. Very weird. Honestly, kung yung tip ko na lang dyan, don't memorize the code. Or like, memorize parang yung visualization niya. Parang, kapag tinignan mo lang yung code, makikita niya puro mga k plus 1, k minus 1, I minus something. Parang very confusing. So just memorize the visualization and eventually makukuha niyo rin yung point niya. So yeah. Ay, yung tip ng merge sort. Wow. Pero sa next time na lang yun. Next time na lang yun. Medyo weird siya. Anyway, I think that's it. Yun na lang yung kailangan natin i-review dun. Yung conditional, meron to conditionals and recursion. Hmm. And yun, hindi ako yung best sa recursion, so I don't want to really delve into that. Pero yung point lang niya is, kung naalala niyo yung proof by induction, parang lahat ng recursive functions always has, sorry sa factorial, best factorial, factorial n. Dati siyang may base case, and meron siyang inductive step. Or let's just say recursive. It's the same thing, recursive step. If a factorial, if n is less than 3, then return n. Ito yung base case. Kunwari, factorial of 2, edi 2. Factorial of 1 is 1. Factorial of 0, ay, oops, mali yun. Wait, mali yun. Oh my god. If n equals 0, return 1. Tapos, L if, yun. Yun. Yun yung base case natin. Kung sakaling 0 siya, edi 1. Otherwise, just return the number itself. And then, kung ito na yung recursive step, we're going to return factorial of n minus 1, n times n minus 1. Okay, n times, yeah. Ito yung inductive step basically. Parang two-step process yan. You have a base case and then recursive. Kung, kung maalala niyo lang yung format na yan, base case at the top, recursive at the bottom. Parang hindi kayo magkakagulo. Yun yung point lang ng recursion. Kasi parang kung mag-expand to, magiging n times n minus 1 times n minus 2. And wala lang, sabihin na lang, okay, fine, whatever. Sabihin ka na lang factorial of this one. I don't want to type all of that down. Kasi, meron pang iterative version siya eh. Ito yung, alam ko may kasama sa quiz yun, na dapat you have to convert a recursive function into an iterative way. It's simple lang naman. Ang gagawin niya lang is for I in reverse. I actually hindi nga reverse, no? So let's say for I in range. For I in range n plus 1. Kasi exclusive siya. Then we do uh, product, I think, I guess. Product equals 1 and then I product times equals 1. Ay, hindi. Magsimula siya sa 0, no? So probably ganyan, no? 1 to n plus 1. Ito lang yun. Then return the product. There's a fancier way to do this. I think Um, hindi, wag na. Wag na. Malapit pa yung fancy way. Ah! Ah! Actually, there's a simpler way to do it. By sum, if there's a sum function, there's a product of range 1 n plus 1. In this case, uh, factorial and turn product. The product function ba? I don't, the file, what's the meaning? The file is product. Print factorial. Factorial of 5. Ay, wala yung ano, currently walang product. Hmm. Yeah, product is not defined. It's somewhere here, I think. I import tools, I think, Twitter tools, yan, Para mapakita ko lang na you can use this. Yun, product, amen. Ayun nga, Twitter tools, import product, and that's it. Lang yun. So, Twitter tools object pala. Of course, uh, product. Factorial of product. Ay, it's going to return, going to return an iterator, no? Hmm. Can I do this? This? Anong output yan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, well, yes, that makes sense. I guess that makes sense. So product help data tools dot product. Data tools is not defined. Oh, what? Eh? We just imported it though. Weird. Data tools. Import data tools. Um, or product. Oh, oh. It's not. Oh, this is why it's important to look at the documentation. Cartesian product siya. Oh. Well, anyway, yun yung, yan, the best in our eye. Ano yung best? Lang. Alam ko talaga may ano yun eh. May equivalent na product, pero I guess for another day na lang yun. I guess we can make our own. Pwede naman, no? We can make our own. So, best product. Pwede ko binira yun. We can make our own. So, best product. So, takes in a iterable. The iterable is gawa tayo ng product. Cost 1 or item in iterable. And product equals 1, I think. Sorry, times equals item. Oh my god. Then return the product. Ay, puro product. Wait, magkakagulo yan. Pro na lang. Pro. Yan. All results, it can work. So I'll remove this now. And that should be fine. Yay. Hooray. So yeah. So I think that's it. Yun yung extent nung kailangan natin i-review. Ang challenging lang yung yung converting a recursive function into a iterative. Yun nga, yung pinaka-tip ko na lang talaga dun is recognize the pattern of, recognize the pattern of base case and inductive step, and then you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Makikita mo kaagad yung usual pattern ng lahat ng recursion. I guess the same thing happens dun sa Fibonacci. Yung may Fibonacci na whatever. Fibonacci of n. So it's basically if n is equal to 0, I think that's it's return 1, right? Or 0. Sige, return n na lang. I think. Don't take my word for it, pero I think ganyan. Kung n is equal to 1, then return n. Oh, in that case, n is less than 2, return n. If n is equal to 2, return 1. Of course, ito yung base case natin. Base case. And then ito na yung recursive step. So, recursive. Ba't ko pa nahirapan sarili ko? Fib na lang. Fib. Recursive. Return fib of n minus 1? N minus 1 plus fib of n minus 2. But I say weird. We can do this kasi guaranteed na hindi na tayo lalagpas dito kung 2. Siguradong n is greater than 3 na to. Since may guard tayo eh. Tawag dito guard condition eh. Bakit nga nung pangalan eh, guard condition. Yung usual pattern is if tapos return. Parang magandang practice yan kasi basically it means na kapag nag-fail yung guard condition, return ka na kagad. Parang hindi mo na siya kailangan isipin. Just return it. Para lahat ng guarantees dito, para hindi mo na kailangan sabihin else, and so far, else, yung ganyan. Parang sigurado lang, sure, okay, else, whatever. Or, if na lang, base case. Yeah, base case. Alright, may question ka ba dyan? Believe it's 0, tapos 1 is 1. So, a sub 0 is 0. Tama. A sub 0 is, so let's say, fib of 0 would be 0, kasi return n. Fib of 1 would be 1, kasi return n. Fib of 2 would be 1, kasi return 1. Okay, it makes sense. I think it makes sense. Let's try it lang. Print fib of 3. Fib of 3 should be 2, I believe. Yay! Hooray! We did it. Hooray! Okay. So, yeah. I think yung ilan lang yan. Kasi ang weird eh. Puro pattern recognition yan eh. You just look at the base case and recursive step. And then you're good. If you want to turn it into the iterative style, I don't think there's an iterative style na super straightforward. You just won't do it. You just won't do it. Kaya lang bahala dun. Or kung meron man, probably gagamit siya ng math na whatever. Kaya hindi ko alam yung math na yun eh. So, hanggang factorial na lang muna tayo. Okay. May spoiler. Whoops. Ano yan? Hala. Oh, just the filler. Very nice. Alright. I think that's it. Scale. Joy. Kung may extra pa kayong questions, bukas pa rin yung programming channel or whatever channel you want. Basta i-add nyo lang kami ni whoever. Ni whoever. So yeah. Thank you guys for coming. Kung may nadilito pa rin sa iterators and stuff. And yung guild keyword na yan. And always open or whatever. Thank you for hosting your TED Talk. Yes. Thank you for audiencing my TED Talk. Very welcome, people. Very welcome. Anong date? January 11, no? January 11. Monday? Wow. Man. Siguro kailangan ko na lang i-practice yung ano, yung recursive thing na yun. Kasi it's not always going to be straightforward na ganun. Sure, sure. Kung gusto mo siya i-post, okay lang. Tawag dito, you can plop it wherever you want.